A mantra from the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Gita meaning song. So first we chant, then we go into the words and the meaning a little bit. Om Nahi Jnanena Sadrasham Nahi Jnanena Sadrasham Pavitramiha Vidyate Pavitramiha Vidyate Tatsvayam Yoga Sansiddhaha Tatsvayam Yoga Sansiddhaha Kale Natmani Vindati Kale Natmani Vindati. I will show again. Nahi Jnanena Sadrasham Nahi Jnanena Sadrasham Pavitramiha Vidyate Pavitramiha Vidyate Tatsvayam Yoga Sansiddha Tatsvayam Yoga Sansiddha Kale Natmani Vindati Kale Natmani Vindati. Together. Nahi Jnanena Sadrasham Pavitramiha Vidyate Tatsvayam Yoga Sansiddha Kale Natmani Vindati. So the 4th chapter of Gita, the title in Sanskrit is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Every chapter is a yoga, that's the holistic yoga naturally, and jnana karma. Through knowledge, jnana is that word that comes here also, main theme. And by the way, when you see J-N with the tilde, it is a gya sound in our tradition. It is pronounced variously, but we will follow North Indian style. Jnana. So jnana is knowledge to be explored further. Karma is action. Sannyasa is renunciation, it is translated. The yoga of renunciation of action through right knowledge. So it is very much on that theme, this particular verse. Nahi means not indeed. Nahi. And in some modern languages it becomes nai, and in German it's nein, I know. It seems to all be related. Nahi, nahi. Not indeed. Jnanena Sadrasham goes together. Sadrasham means similar or same, looking same. Actually, it means equal to knowledge. We're talking the higher knowledge. We're talking knowledge beyond just the physical, material realm. We're talking spiritual knowledge or self-knowledge. Not just book knowledge, experiential knowledge. All of this is context already given. There is no equal to knowledge, pavitram, equal in being a purifier. Pavitra means an instrument for purification. Purifying what? When we talk about knowledge, it will be the mind. Purifier, no better, no similar, no equal to spiritual knowledge. Iha means here. In context, it means here in this world, anywhere in the world. It's all here. And beyond here is the spiritual realm, naturally. Vidyate exists. So together that sentence is, here in this world exists nothing equal in power to purify, nothing equal to knowledge. The right knowledge will remove all limitations and obstacles, the pollution that has entered the mind through not just one lifetime, many lifetimes. Pollution meaning knowledge other than the truth, that we are spiritual beings. Our essence is spirit, Atman it is called, and that's coming also. And not the knowledge that we are matter, atoms and molecules. How can we be? The body is matter. Mind is energy. We are not even mind. We are that all-pervading consciousness. Jnana also is consciousness. Knowledge is awareness, consciousness. So that knowledge, that awareness, swayam, it's a lovely word, all-purpose function. Swayam means by itself, automatically, by oneself, by anybody, by themselves, by myself, by yourself, by ourself, by their self, themselves. Swayam, automatically. Yoga sansiddha. This describes a person, the meditator. Yoga is that union. Yoga is union. In the Bhagavad Gita, already Jnana Yoga has been defined and discussed. Karma Yoga has been defined and discussed. Jnana again is knowledge, and karma is action, how to act, with what inner attitude. So sansiddha, one who has made progress and is perfected, at least to a degree. Sansiddha, successful in yoga. That includes all the yoga. That person automatically, here are two words that melted together, what we call sandhi, kalena atmani. Kala is time, kalena translated in time, in proper time, when time has come. It says in Sanskrit the case ending is like this, by time, but in English we certainly would say in time. Atmani, in one's own self, in their own inner self, in the heart. The one who is successful in yoga automatically vindati, you can say finds that tat jnanam, that knowledge in their own heart in due time. So continue your yoga practice. All the yogas, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga is also understood, it's coming. All the yogas, physical, mental, spiritual, and Bhagavad Gita is a holistic teaching about that. So one more time, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. Indeed, a purifier, even comparable to spiritual knowledge, does not exist here in this world. It is the way is to purify the mind by the right suggestions, study, and knowledge comes through suggestion to the mind. So there's no other purifier equal to that. And that knowledge, that awareness, that experience, the person who is successful in yoga, in their efforts at feeling the union of the individual with the cosmic, ultimately. That's what yoga is. That person finds it in due time, in their own self. Let's chant. Nahi jnanena sadrisham nahi jnanena sadrasham pavitramiha vidyate, pavitramiha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, kale natmani vindati, kale natmani vindati. A little different. Nahi jnanena sadrasham, nahi jnanena sadrasham, pavitramiha vidyate, pavitramiha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, kalenatmani vindati, kalenatmani vindati. Together. Nahi jnanena sadrasham, pavitramiha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, kalenatmani vindati. Nahi jnanena sadrasham, nahi jnanena sadrasham, pavitramiha vidyate, pavitramiha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, kalenatmani vindati, kalenatmani vindati. Try together. Nahi jnanena sadrasham, pavitramiha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga sansiddha, kalenatmani vindati. So, what does it mean on a deeper level? When people say Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge, then they say, well, there is Karma Yoga, where you just keep working and dedicating all your work. There's Jnana Yoga, where instead you sit down and study books, but it is more than that. Jnana is awareness. Jnana is experiential knowledge. And there truly is nothing like that, because when your own mind and intelligence are convinced, nobody can prove you otherwise. It happens ultimately in the higher mind. Knowledge is the meeting point of the supreme consciousness and awareness, which exists even without content. It just is awareness, the light. And the meeting point with our mind, our higher mind, purified mind. So that is the theme, pavitra, from the root that means to purify. Does it need purifying? Well, if it if it thinks of all kinds of things that you didn't even want to think, there is some other problem there. So to get rid of that obstacle, that's called purifying the thinking. Because then you realize it was your thinking and you need help by studying, examining these teachings, and if they are valid, accepting them and practicing accordingly. So knowledge isn't in the book. Knowledge is in the realization inside, which is by grace of the Supreme Consciousness, otherwise there would be no knowledge possible anyway. It reflects in the mind, which purifies the mind. Is one way of saying it anyway. The mind, the higher mind, is called variously buddhi in Sanskrit. Intelligence, higher intuition. People translate intellect, but that could be a limiting concept in English. It is very holistic. It is very intuitive. Not just intellectual power, but it's all that. That needs to be purified so you can convince your own mind with the help of these teachings to just be quiet and meditate and feel it. That is the ultimate purpose. When the mind is purified through knowledge, yes, you may need books, you may need a teacher, you will. Ultimately, the teacher is inside. Our Guru, from his Guru, even had these lovely statements. The real book is the mind. The real book is the mind. If you can study your own mind and help it, that is real knowledge also. Pavitram, from the root pu, to purify, and it has a suffix, goes like that. Pavitra by itself also can mean holy and sacred. We call that an adjective, but here it's a noun. Purifier, purifying substance or principle or tool or something. Here in this world, it is for all of us. Because we all live here in this universe, and what to do in this universe which is full of obstacles and pollutions for us? Practice jnana. There's nothing like it. So what we're doing is part of jnana yoga, but you have to have bhakti also, love for it. Why would you want to study this? Out of love for your own real self and all beings, and to the Supreme, love of the Supreme, which is consciousness. So it's very subtle, some of it. That's why but the comfort is automatically, by itself, it will happen if you continue your yoga practice, yoga sansiddha. You don't become a siddha or sansiddha. You don't become accomplished without constant, remembrance and application and practice. That makes karma yoga and jnana yoga and bhakti yoga, all the yogas, and your physical, mental, spiritual yogas, all yogas. Kalena, in its own time. You cannot force it before it's ready. And it will happen even in spite of us if we keep on the path. So in good time, in proper time, the person finds, wind and find, actually it's so similar, the English to the Sanskrit, finds it in their own self, his or her or their own self, Atmani, in the heart, beyond the thinking mind. The knowledge we're talking about is not language anymore. Language is helpful if it can point you to that, get you to that state. And let us do one more chanting. Nahi jnane na sadrasham pavitramiha vidyate tatsvayam yoga sansiddha kalenatmani vindati kalenatmani vindati. So, good comfort. The knowledge is already inside. Be patient. In its proper time, you find it inside, in your own heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you.